Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this episode of CMPAC Spotlight. And you might get your funny bone tickled tonight because we have a comedian in the house. We have Mr. Floyd Strother. Floyd Strother of Floyd Strother Comics Unleashed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did I get it right?
Oh, yeah. Floyd Strother's Comics Unleashed.
All right. Well, welcome.
On Spotlight, 21 Spotlight.
That's right. You're in the Spotlight.
Yeah.
But you've been away for a little bit. Been a little hiatus.
Right.
Getting yourself together because the pandemic, man, that hit everybody.
Yeah.
So now you're back. What's up?
Man, I'm just ready. I'm just happy to be here, and man, I got a lot of stuff planned. I don't want to say too much, but I got a lot of big stuff going on.
Okay.
It's basically a lot of the same stuff, but I'm gonna add some more stuff to it, and I'm directing this time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm directing and producing this time.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we're going to talk about a lot of that behind the scenes.
Right.
But let's talk about the show itself.
Right.
Because you've been here for a while,
Right.
doing your show.
Yeah.
How long?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Now, before it was Floyd Strother's Comics Unleashed, it was Floyd Strother Comedy Connection.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So why you change your name?
Well, you know, like people that was working with me, they wanted to change the name. I really didn't want to change the name.
Okay.
But they wanted to change the name, and I ended up changing it. But I didn't really like it after that. It's like I lost interest in the show, really. Because it's like it wasn't really my show no more, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you
So I
saying
was
that?
like, yeah, it was like I lost interest in it.
So people were trying to take
I
it
still
over?
done that. I still like, I continue to do the show, but I really ain't like it though. I just to come and do it for everybody else that wanted to come. It was a lot of times I wanted to like quit back then, but.
So what was going on that made you want to quit?
Just like meeting like a lot of different people that's in the like industry and stuff like that. Just seeing the greed and everything, and it's like, it made the comedy part, like the part I got in it for, it made it like, I didn't even want to do it no more or something, but, you know.
So you're basically saying the business aspect outside of here, because we don't...
inside, like, I'm talking about like inside. Like, I mean, people like, that you work, like, I mean, like, managers, rappers, everybody.
Okay.
It's just like that, like, you know, everybody want to be first. They like, don't nobody want to like help each other, you know what I'm saying? But.
So the business side really kind of got crazy.
Yeah.
So Floyd, how did you even get into comedy? Let's go back to when it was funny.
Man.
How did you get into it?
I got into it because I was like, I think it was about like, 16 years ago, I had gotten in some trouble.
Okay.
And it's like I had to like make a decision like what I wanted to do, you know? And I was like, you know, at first I thought about singing, but I was like, I can't sing, you know?
Well, no, you don't want to do that.
So I started, I started writing.
Okay.
And I ended up going to the Big Chill, doing a competition with Chris Funny Man Robinson.
Okay.
And that was my first time ever on stage. And, you know, I just kept going back. Like in 1 year, I went back maybe about 30 times. In 1 year, they just kept calling me.
They kept calling you?
Yeah, and I used to always go on first, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of like the Apollo of comedy, right?
Yeah.
And
with the people that I was doing comedy with, it was a lot of big names, and they still big names in Charlotte, you know?
Who?
Like Nick Lewis, he a big name. He used to host a lot of shows.
Okay.
Niecy Banks.
Okay.
DL Sanders. Who's some more people? Birdman, rest in peace. Birdman passed away.
Yeah.
Birdman taught me a lot of comedy too.
Okay.
But it's like after my first year, it's like a guy, he used to come to me and talk to me about TV 21. And every day I get off work, he'd come to my house and talk to me about TV 21.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, you know, I just got tired of him coming to talk to him, and I came and signed up one day.
Right.
And when I signed up, and he moved to California.
Oh.
And I used to be in class. I used to be in class, man. I'd be like, I can't wait to see him and talk to him. And it was like, it's not funny, I'm sorry. It was like 2 years later before I seen him. And he was just laughing. He was like, I was keeping in touch. I was calling home. But he was like, I knew you was going to meet some good people and all this, you know.
So is he a comedian too?
No, but he a businessman though.
Okay.
He doing some stuff. He a part of what I'm getting ready to do.
Okay.
He the one introduced me to this.
Okay.
So shout out Majid Olim Obama. Shout out, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be sitting there today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's good that you shouted him out
Oh,
because
yeah, I got
we
to.
always need, encouragement along the way. Sometimes
Oh,
people
yeah.
see in us what we don't see in ourselves.
Oh yeah, cause see, I was mad because I was off TV, right?
Yeah.
I'm at home, man. I'm playing on Facebook. Don't even supposed to be on Facebook. I think got about 400 friends. I'm like, they like, what you doing? I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing to do.
Well,
So,
but
but
you can redirect them to the show now.
Exactly.
And so you touched on something though, Floyd, that I want to go back to because
Right.
you said you got into some trouble.
You're right.
And
I tried to get away from that, and yeah, I got in some trouble, and it was like, I had to like make a decision. So like with the comedy, I started doing comedy, and I started writing. I started writing a book, and I just kept wanting to do shows. But the guy introduced me to 21, and once I got to 21, it was like a whole nother world. Like
Right.
I had fun, doing these cameras and
Right.
floor director and the control room. It's like it just changed, and then it was fun.
Right. That's what we need. That's what we want. We want to have
Right.
fun.
Yeah.
We want to have fun. And I have heard about a lot of comics. They do their comedy out of pain.
Yeah,
Tiffany Haddish and
yeah.
Kevin Hart. He has a show that says "Laugh at My Pain."
Right.
And then we know comedian Robin Williams. At the end of his life, there was pain.
right.
And I pray he rests in peace. But I tell you, a lot of comics they've laughed at their pain and
Right.
they come out of pain so that they can help other people.
Right.
So what would you say about that? How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's like really like sharing your story. You might be going through something. I might have already been through it. And now you going through it. I should tell you about the time I went through it.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help you. And
Right.
then next time it's your turn to tell somebody else. Once you run across somebody like that.
Yeah.
It's always good to help people. Like the whole time, like 15 years I was doing this. My pay was like to see people's faces. Because people that knew me from when I was bad,
Gotcha.
and then they be here and they see me, running around doing stuff, and man, they be just looking at me, like following me, and I was like, I like that, and that was like that's worth more than money, just to
good,
show them. And now a lot of them guys doing stuff,
That's
like they,
good.
they rapping, they doing like shooting movies, they doing stuff.
So you feel like basically you made a difference because they
Yeah.
knew whatever was up
Yeah,
before and now the Floyd now.
right.
So, I mean, I've heard also that laughter is like medicine.
Yeah,
It's good for the bones and the soul.
right.
So, have you ever gotten any feedback other than, just seeing some of these people who are looking at you, the before and the after, and seeing how they're paying attention and doing big things? Have you ever gotten any direct feedback about how you've affected somebody and changed them?
Yeah. A
Tell
lot of
me
times,
about
I had this lady on my program. I had something called Real Talk, where you get like somebody in the community, like maybe 20 minutes or so,
Okay.
and they talk about anything positive that can help the community. And she was about the GED program.
Oh, okay.
And I saw this girl after that, and she was like, I went back and got my GED. I was like,
Really?
I was saying, wow, yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of people, a lot of different people. Like as far as like the homeless shelter over there, like on West Boulevard, Miss Ann Taylor.
Okay.
I interviewed her, before she even built the shelter over there for the battered women. Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of times I might see some women over there. I'll be like, is Ann Taylor over there? They be like, I don't know, she might be in there. And I don't even know who she is.
Oh, that's
But,
funny.
I always tell them who she is, though, 'cause
Right.
I remember her from being on my show.
From being on your show. So why did you decide to interview her?
I wanted something like Real Talk with like each show, we got comedy, we got rap, we got R&B, if you wrote a book, even if you can't do anything on my show, hey, come on there. Hey, I mean, you can do a commercial. You end up doing a commercial and be like, wow, I was in a commercial.
A PSA.
And like I say, I just like to see people face it. Like, you don't think you could do something, man. I used to be in here mad, setting up my stuff, and my director used to be late. And I'd be in here doing my whole set, micing my stuff up, and I'd be in here mad, right? And then I'd go in the control room and sit down and realize, boy, you just set your whole thing up. And you mad, just, yeah.
You knew how to get it together. So
Right.
talk to us about that, Floyd, because, you're out in the world, you're saying you were doing your thing, then you got into comedy, you're able to really kind of pull from that
Right.
pain, and you decided to come do TV because your guys was
Yeah.
really encouraging you.
Right.
And so
that was
what
the
was
big thing, though, the TV thing. I was like, wow. It was like so many, everywhere I go, people were like, yeah, I heard you was on TV. And I'd be like, who told you that? And then I was like, my friends, I'd be like, man, quit telling people that. They'd be like, man, you got to tell people.
You really? Don't you want them to watch you?
Yeah, but like, I like you to go out, like I might be in the grocery store or something. People be like, man, what's up? They be talking to me like they really know me. And they really don't know that. Be like,
but that's what happens whenever
But if they
you
say,
are
like, I saw you on TV.
in the spotlight.
And I'd be like, yeah, but they be asking me, so you from such and such? They be like, I'd be like, nah, man.
So
it's fun.
you're getting into how you feel about being recognized in the community.
Right.
So
I feel good.
It feels good?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do.
And then basically what you're saying about, helping some other people.
Yeah.
What about young people? Do you talk to them about, expressing themselves through comedy?
Well, no, I'm scared of young people.
Why?
Cause I used to be young, and I know how I was.
Oh my goodness, listen
for real.
to you. We need to talk about that. Let's have a little bit therapy session right here.
Nah, I just play. But I don't really talk. I just like try to show like through my work and the stuff that I'm doing.
Yes.
And they just like, they know, okay, man, if he can change, anybody can change. And I'm a believer, God made me a believer.
All
and that's why, it's funny. I tell my friends them, because really, I was spending like, I could have got like a whole bunch of time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, and it's like, I didn't. And I tell people the story, because they was like, you can do this much time. And I be like, you think I'm playing with you? I be like, no, sir. I believe you, yes, sir. I did believe him. But, okay. When I got out, I just knew I had to change, for my kids, and for myself too, because I'm like, if I'm locked up, I can't help them.
Okay.
So
you're touching on some things, you're touching on the fact that, the trouble that you mentioned, you got in.
Right.
Led you to going to jail, going to prison,
yeah,
right? And you were locked up a little while.
No, not really. I mean, but still, what I could have got was
you mean
enough. Because I'm like, that was it.
Okay.
So I'm like.
So did you do comedy-wise just a little bit of time that you may have experienced that?
No, I wasn't even doing comedy then.
Okay.
I wasn't even doing, like after it happened, I just sit down. I just had to think about what you gonna do, you can't do this no more. You got to do something different.
Right.
So I first, like I said, I started writing, and then I started, doing comedy. Mm-hmm. And the comedy part was real good, but it's like them feelings you was talking about. Mm-hmm. Like you might go, Power 98 might have a show. You might go there, you might be the man that night, but the next week you go, you're not the man. Your friend up there, you just sit back and watch it, and them feelings. You got to be like go on stage to really understand it. But they do kind of mess with you a little bit, though. But.
So what you're talking about maybe is rejection or feeling like you're in the shadow?
No, I ain't gonna say rejection.
1 week you're not. What you saying?
No, I'm saying, no, it's really like rejection. This is really like, you just wonder when you gonna make it or something, When am I ever gonna be like Steve Harvey or something, like Martin Lawrence.
Right.
That's really, but I was lucky because, and then I had a vision, when I started doing comedy, mm-hmm. God showed me a vision. I be telling my friend, he showed me that I was opening up for comedians that when I was in junior high school, mm-hmm. I used to see on TV, on Def Comedy Jam, mm-hmm. and they the features and the headliners, but I'm the first one, I'm opening up for them guys.
Right.
And they telling me, man, hey, keep doing comedy, man, because the things that I was talking about was like, yeah, you know what? You was right when you asked me did I talk to young kids. Yeah, because that was what my comedy was about. About don't do this right here. I had the jokes about don't sell drugs, man, because you go get caught one day. And then, your girl, you're going to be calling home, I'm going to be answering the phone, hanging up on the first ring, you know what I mean? It was a joke,
but you had a message in it.
Yeah, it was a message in it.
Right.
See, all my stuff was like that.
Okay.
But I learned a lot of stuff, but once I got to TV, it was like, I got away from that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, this better, because more people can see me.
Right. Well, and you know what, Floyd, sometimes it's not all about being like the big Steve Harveys.
Right.
Or, because, Steve Harvey does a lot of different things to keep that cash flow.
Yeah.
And
not just comedy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And movies, I was just looking at him in a movie just the other night with Nick Cannon. And Love Don't Cost a Thing is the name of it. And of course, I'm in film as well. And to see how all those things are put together, it takes a lot of work. Right. And that may be something that you are being steered into, not just to do the comedy.
Right.
Like Steve Harvey.
Oh, yeah, I know,
like
yeah.
Others who...
Because, years ago, the people that I was working with, they made sure they told me that. They're like, look, you're not gonna just be a comedian. You know, and that's why I started the Real Talk. I had to start interviewing people.
Right.
Because look, you know what's so funny? I did Real Talk for like 3 years.
Okay.
And every time we came to do it, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not interviewing nobody. I'm not doing that. And they be putting makeup on me, straightening my tie up. And I be like, man, I finally realized, man, you've been doing this Real Talk for 3 years. And every show you say you ain't doing it.
Right.
And they just laughing at me.
And you just honing more skills.
Yeah, but my friends, they used to be like, nah, man, you need to do it because you don't know neither. So, you know, but.
You don't know what that can lead to.
But that Real Talk was a good thing, though, because it was like a lot of stuff like HIV. I used to just look in, I ain't going to tell y'all how I did it, but yeah, almost had me. But I used to get like people like that, you know, something to help the community.
Right.
But I got some good stuff coming up. I'll be on like Thursday night, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. You got to go to work, set your alarm clock. For real.
Set the alarm clock so they can check you out before they go to work.
Oh, DVR, you know, they got all kind of technology. I'm learning about it right now.
Exactly.
Well,
speaking of that, how have you pivoted during this time, this pandemic? You know, we had a lot of people who, you know, didn't do productions in the studio.
Right.
You know, and people are coming back, but what did you do? How did you handle that?
I was playing on Facebook.
So did you do Facebook Live? Because you can do Facebook Live.
Nah, I couldn't do it because I didn't really supposed to be on Facebook. Like I had like
Is that something
like
that
my
was
team, they were setting up me a page for the show.
Okay.
And, you know, but I was bored, you know, and they were saying, we're going to come back this day, we're going to come back this day. And I was like, man, so I'm on there just playing around, putting videos on there I'm supposed to put on there, little clips. I put like, 5-second clips on there.
Okay.
And so by the time they got everything set up, they're like, wow, they had to set a whole other page up.
Okay.
They're like, what did you do? I had about 400 friends. Because I really don't supposed to be on there.
Okay. Well, any other social media? Are you?
Well, really, I'm gonna be on everything, but I'm not gonna be handling it. It's like somebody else. Because I got a team.
Okay, good.
So everybody got a different job.
Let's talk about that because a little bit earlier I was talking about how when it comes to putting movies together, anything that is going to go out to the public, it takes a team.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes. And
so tell us about your process. Whenever you do Real Talk, you do Comics Unleashed. What does it take to do that?
First of all, it takes, like these two women, I don't know their name behind the cameras, but it takes volunteers. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest part. You got to call and get your volunteers. And you know, we had to do it like we didn't have no volunteers. So sometimes we just had to just lock it down, you know.
Lock down the cameras.
Lock down the cameras, put a piece of tape down. I'm in the control room, I push play, push pause, and run back in here. You know, it's like a lot of things, like a lot of skits that I done. Like I used to have to think of skits well, say like if don't no guests show up. Mm-hmm. I couldn't just say, okay, that's a studio.
Right.
So I got to do something like intros, outros.
Got to use your studio time.
Yeah, if you just get a little footage.
Right.
So that's how I just started utilizing it. But
okay.
I'm glad I'm back.
I'm glad you're back
for
too.
real.
I'm glad you're back too. And, you know, while we're talking about it, you said you didn't know the ladies' names behind the cameras. We have Lisa and Sherry in the studio, and we have a team of people in the back. Left. That's right. In the control room.
Y'all got them good signs too. Y'all done got good.
Well, you know,
we didn't even have signs like that. You couldn't even see it. You like, what?
We have to do it like that so that, you know, we can like keep it going.
Yeah, y'all look good.
Keep
y'all
it on track.
Good.
So now you're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
Right.
And you're talking about all the changes and everything. What do you expect to do now?
I just expect to, like, man, the only thing I'm trying to do is put the talent, show everybody the talent we got in Charlotte, like I've been doing for 15 years. I ain't doing nothing big or nothing. I don't even want to hear your rap. Hey, look, if you want to come on the show, I don't want to hear your rap. I got to remember what I got to do on the show. You know?
You want to hear it before you put them on, though, right?
No, I don't even care.
Sure.
Hey, if they come on TV, if they want to be on TV, hey,
okay.
It's a comedy show now.
That's true. So if they laugh, right?
I mean, hey.
Well, there's a lot of people moving to Charlotte, and so how are you going to get to those people? A lot more people. You said you're going to do what you've been doing for 15 years,
right.
But it's changed a bit. There are a lot more people moving to Charlotte. I heard it was like 100 people a day.
Right.
So how are you going to reach those people other than this platform?
Oh, through the internet.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm gonna have like a production assistant. They gonna do Instagram, Facebook. That's why I said I'm supposed to be on Facebook. See, the production assistant do that. They gonna handle that for me.
Okay.
So I don't even they might tell me like, yo, such and such and such, but I don't need to be on this. Like,
okay,
it's gonna be real fun. And then I know a lot.
Well, yeah, you got a lot to say, Floyd. You got a lot to say.
And I got my podcast certificate too.
Okay, when did you get your podcasting certificate?
About last month.
Okay, so you fresh.
I get my podcast too.
Fresh out the water.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I've been just excited though, man. People don't even know. People
you
think
sound
I'm going
excited.
crazy or something. Yeah.
No, you don't. You know, we won't say that because it's all about focus, right?
Right.
It's all about focus.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I ain't been in front of the camera about a year and a half or something.
Well, you know, we've been 2 years in this pandemic. And we've still been flowing, you know, making sure we keep the distance, making sure we keep up on the information about that, staying healthy, and having compassion towards people who have lost loved ones with COVID.
Yeah.
And so, and then your comedy, you're going to help people. Again, it's like medicine, right?
Right.
You got any jokes? What you want to say?
Oh, my God, man. I
what
can't
you
do
want to say,
it.
Floyd?
I ain't messing with y'all.
Your teeth look good.
I can't do that.
Well,
they sitting there waiting too. Yeah, what he finna say?
So you trying to hold off?
I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Hey, Thursday night, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Hey, check me out.
Floyd Strother's Comics Unleashed.
Floyd Strother's Comics Unleashed.
You know who else has an Unleashed, Comics Unleashed? That's that Byron Allen.
Byron, yeah, on TV.
Yes. And
I think somebody just took that name. I thought about that when they gave me that name. I was like, man, that's his name. You know, but
yes, it is. But it's good you put your name to it because, you know, that makes a difference. And he has comedians that are sitting there and they take turns telling jokes.
Right.
Now, one of your shows I saw, this man dressed up like Oprah Winfrey. That's one of the old school ones.
Yeah, Can't Get Right.
Can't Get Right. Yeah, where is he? What's he doing?
He's still around. You gonna see him. We gonna see him too.
Okay.
Everybody just calling me. It's like, man, I don't even have to. I'm just ready to get back because everybody just calling me. I'm running into people at work and people calling me. I'm like, what? And I'm like, wow.
Okay, so they're calling you, but how are you going to get everything organized? Is it your production assistant again?
Just pre-planned.
How does that work?
And it's like basically like, you know, get you a date and then just start calling people, you know.
But they're calling you.
No, they already called me, but they waiting on me to get a date.
Okay, so how do you have a spreadsheet? Do you keep everybody in your cell phone?
No,
do you
I got like
a production assistant do all
I'm
that?
like old fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I got like a book bag. I got like a bag.
Okay.
And it's got everything in there, like I got like an address book. It's got everything, all kind of stuff.
So you old school. So do you have anything backed up?
What you mean by that?
Well, I hope you don't lose it. God forbid that you lose your backpack. But do you have some folks listed somewhere else so you can get in touch with them? How do you organize your stuff?
I'm gonna be on 21 like, hey, if you're a comedian and you want to be on TV, man, you better come and be on TV. Don't talk my head off.
So where'd you get your production assistant? Because that person obviously is necessary.
Yeah, I mean, it's just somebody I was talking to, and then really, they didn't supposed to be the production assistant because we were talking about something they're going to do on the show.
Okay.
And, you know, I called them back and was talking about it. And it just hit me while I was talking to them because I was like, man, you might need to be the production assistant. They looked it up and read it to me and everything. I was laughing.
Wow, okay. Yeah. Well, at least you got help.
Yeah, I got a team.
You got a team.
And the good part about it is like people that I didn't help, like, for like 15 years, it's like, man, and that's what make me feel good because it's like they calling me and they ready. When I call them and need help, I'm just asking them questions and they just talking to me like, man, I'm so glad you called me. That made me feel better.
That's
like,
good.
Wow, you know what I mean?
Makes you feel like it's the right thing.
Exactly.
And, you know, timing is everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people have been dealing with a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
You have, and where you've been on your hiatus and you get everything together and get back in the flow, then it's about the timing. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Floyd, you know what I'm thinking about, too? You mentioned Dio. You were naming all these people that you said were big time in Charlotte. And you started to say Dio. You said D.L. Sanders. I thought you were going to say D.L. Hughley.
No.
And you know, and I know that D.L. and Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, and Cedric the Entertainer.
Right.
They came to Charlotte
Right.
back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And they did the Kings of Comedy.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you go?
No, I wasn't there.
So have you thought about maybe doing a Kings of Comedy? And if so, tell me about it. Like a little local Kings of Comedy, kings and queens
Oh no,
of comedy.
I mean, oh no.
Listen, man, I'm giving you an idea.
Yeah, no, I heard your idea,
this
but like
is Queen Charlotte.
right,
this
right.
is the Queen City.
Yeah.
And you can do the Queens of Comedy. You can do the Kings of Comedy.
Right.
And it would relate. What you think about that?
It sounds good. It sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, like, what places in Charlotte would you like to, like, highlight in terms of the Queen City? Like, on your show, the different talent that you're going to pull out.
So you trying to make me tell stuff.
I'm trying to make you tell me.
I know.
What you like about Charlotte. You don't have to tell me everything because I know how it is.
Yeah.
You want to kind of keep your stuff close to the vest until you get it out there.
Right.
But can we just talk about maybe some places that you feel like you could hone talent or kind of find you some talent?
Oh, okay. Well, like a lot of places, like any comedy club. Like, when I used when I was doing like my shows, right? I used to get I find my talent like I just go to a comedy show. Mm-hmm. I go to the comedy club. I sign up to go on stage or something. Mm-hmm. And, then a lot of times comedians just come up to me like, "Yo, man, I want to be on your show." Mm-hmm. So I'll be like, "All right," I just get their card, and then I give it to the production assistant.
Right.
So and next time they see me, we'll be here.
As long as it's not crazy in the comedy club, kind of like what we saw at the Oscars.
No, I don't.
Remember that? Where were you when you were watching? Did you watch it when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, comedian Chris Rock?
Yeah, no, I wasn't watching it, but I saw all the clips and stuff.
So when did you first hear about it?
I just like the next day at work, everybody was talking about it. And, I watched it and I was like, man, I didn't think it was that serious, but it seemed like it was like planned or something though, really.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Me too.
So how would you handle something like that? You still think it is?
Yeah, I think they did like promotional stunt or something.
Are you serious? You think so?
I do. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Because it got bad press for both of them.
He's making plenty of money now. Chris Rock
both of them are.
Oh yeah, but.
Well, let's bring it home.
Right.
If something like that happened with you, or potentially you see somebody coming, especially after seeing it on the Oscars, how do you handle things like that? Somebody don't like
I got security.
Oh.
Security.
I'm just glad that you're doing your thing with comedy.
Yeah.
Because that's a weapon.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Comedy is a weapon.
It definitely is.
And it's strength in a lot of ways.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Well, Floyd, we're about to wrap this thing up. We just got about 30 seconds. You want to say anything to your audience?
Hey, Charlotte. Hey, this Floyd Strother. Check me out every Thursday night, TV 21, 11 to 12. Hey, God bless you, baby. Hey, I will work for food now. For real now. Give me some change, anything when you see me.
Oh, my goodness.
Peace.
All right, Floyd. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell you right now. We thank you so much. We hope you got a little bit of a tickle, funny bone, and stay tuned for Floyd. See him out in the street, come up to him and let him know, you got something for him.
Don't come up to me now, for real. Don't do that. Don't tell him to do that. Don't do that.
Anyway, be cool if you come up to Floyd. And we thank you for joining us on this episode of CMPAC Spotlight. We'll see you the next time. Floyd, you're a mess.